I have to sit there and listen to her bullshit last night.
All right, Trump took the stage for his rally in Wisconsin and immediately began swearing. He was extra angry today, angry at Fox News, angry at VP Harris, angry at the world around him, as he always is. And with 38 days to go until the election, he's not focusing on the economy or how he can help everyday Americans. No, he's focusing on his political vengeances. He's calling VP Harris mentally impaired and taking it to a new low. Donald Trump is dragging American politics down to a new level, and us with it. The election is rapidly approaching and we have zero time to waste, so make sure you're subscribed, make sure you drop a like to boost this pro-democracy message, and let's jump right in with this clip of Trump not even dog whistling, but using an all-out bullhorn, pushing the great replacement theory, saying that we're going to lose our culture due to immigration. Watch this clip.
Look, you got to do what you got to do. You got to get these people back where they came from. You have no choice. You're going to lose your culture. You're going to lose your country. You're going to have crime, the likes of which nobody has ever seen before.
Okay, so broadly speaking, we're not going to lose our country or our culture. The best part of America is that we can integrate many different cultures into one large melting pot. Secondly, he says we're going to have crime like we've never seen it. Immigrants commit crimes at lower rates than native-born citizens, oftentimes because they come to the U.S. trying to make a better life for themselves. They have kids. They have a family. Trump is trying to paint all immigrants as these hardened criminals. And thirdly, every time he says that we have to send them back, just keep in mind, he's mainly talking about these Haitian migrants in Ohio that were legalized under his administration through a program that his administration expanded federally. And when it comes to the great replacement theory, it's this conspiracy theory that either Democrats or sometimes Jewish people are trying to import different cultures to replace the white culture. So when Trump says you're gonna lose your culture, he is trying to preserve some vague concept of a white culture. I don't know what he's talking about here other than just straight racism. In this next clip, Donald Trump talks about the black population and their jobs, more dog whistles or bullhorns.
But what they're doing to us, and I saw that. It's also the fact that they're taking all of our black population's jobs and our Hispanic population's jobs. You haven't seen the real job numbers yet. And I said this also 2 years ago. I said, these people that are coming across the border illegally by the millions are taking the jobs of the black population of America and the Hispanic population of America. But
it is a rare talent to try to defend one group from another, but in the process end up insulting both groups and the intelligence of all Americans. Also, I love when he says, you guys haven't even seen the real job numbers yet, implying that there's some massive cover-up and the government is hiding the actual job numbers. I mean, it's absolutely insane to me. Why weren't they hiding it when the economy wasn't too hot 2 or 3 years back? Also, listen to how he says the word black. It just gives it all away.
Taking all of our black populations.
Why does he put so much emphasis on that word? There is no need for that. Trump then calls Joe Biden mentally impaired and says VP Harris was born that way.
Joe Biden became mentally impaired. Kamala was born that way. Okay. She was born that way.
Just bullying.
And if you think about it, only a mentally disabled person could have allowed this to happen to our country. Anybody would know this.
There is no shot this guy can win the election, but then again, he made fun of a disabled reporter back in 2016 and still won then. We have another clip to play, but first, I mean, this one really pisses me off because I argue with Republicans in my life all the time about which party is more divisive. In fact, a lot of Republicans in my life think that I'm divisive because I make content. Now, I show them my clips of me at MAGA rallies. I'm a very nice person at the MAGA rallies, but they think that I'm divisive. Meanwhile, they conveniently ignore Donald Trump calling VP Harris mentally disabled, calling Joe Biden mentally impaired, saying that they are Marxists, communists. Republicans say that all Democrats are groomers or rapists or whatever they want to say about us. Meanwhile, I just want more health care for people. So that is why this particularly pisses me off, because this clip isn't going to be seen by most Republicans. And even if I did send this clip to my friends, they would be like, oh, that's how he is. He's just a funny dude. But no, this is how he bullies people. And when this bully side of him manifests in situations where he's supposed to be a a diplomat on behalf of the American people, that is when the real trouble comes in. For example, yesterday is a perfect example. Zelensky visited the US and Trump just bullied him. There was no diplomacy whatsoever. And here's Trump still talking about his crowd sizes and people leaving throughout this rally. It's so funny to me because VP Harris and her team obviously crafted that jab at the debate to get in his head and bait him during the debate. But the debate was weeks ago and Trump is still harping on the crowd sizes.
It's something special. But outside, we have thousands and thousands of people. Would anybody love to give up their seat? So we were going to have a thing outside someplace in an area where we could have held the people. And I would say, what do you think, 40, 50,000 people at least out there. This went almost all the way to the airport. And looked like when Lindbergh landed in New York. Do you remember that? He had all the way, the Broadway, the way they used to do it. And this looked like it. But thousands and thousands of people.
Watch, he's about to bring up people walking out. That's how you know he's triggered.
And they all could have had a lot of fun. Instead, now they're probably leaving and walking back home.
Also, look how his hair is purple.
Because we have a nice little room that probably holds 1,500, 2,000, maybe less. And outside you have 40, 50,000 people because the administration couldn't give us the Secret Service necessary because they're guarding the Iranian president.
Imagine having a 1-hour slot or a 90-minute slot to speak to someone at a rally, and you spend 15 of those minutes talking about crowd sizes, 15 of the minutes talking about yourself and different awards, 10 minutes calling VP Harris mentally impaired. I mean, this man talks about no actual policies, and this is him cussing because Fox News boosted VP Harris's speech yesterday in Arizona, and it's absolutely wild to me that Trump is trying to leverage his position as the Republican nominee and as someone who has the entire Republican Party wrapped around his finger to try to nuke Fox News. So whenever Fox does something that Trump doesn't like calling Arizona early in 2020 or showing a VP Harris speech, he tries to rile up the Republican fan base so then they go to an even farther right news station. I've been to MAGA rallies where people tell me, you know, Fox News is a little too left-wing for me. I only watch Newsmax now. What does that tell you? That is so scary.
And I have to sit there and listen to her bullshit last night. And who puts it on? Fox News. And they shouldn't be allowed to put it on. It's all lies.
They shouldn't be allowed to put it on. Trump has used a pattern of rhetoric like this after the debate with ABC where Kamala wiped the floor with him. He said that ABC needs their license stripped away. He constantly attacks the media, and now he says Fox News shouldn't be allowed. That is incredibly weird, and Jesse Waters aired both of their speeches last night. That is sort of how a democracy should work. I mean, I don't want to praise Fox News, but a normal news station should do that. Air both of the speeches at the same time. In this speech, Trump says that Kamala's a bad person, and someone in the crowd yells, she's stupid, and Trump affirms them. I mean, he affirms the bully in people.
She's incompetent and a bad person, but she's incompetent, grossly incompetent. She's a Marxist. You're right. She's a Marxist. Her father's a Marxist professor.
You can barely hear her, but someone yelled out, she's stupid.
Think of it. Defund the police. She started the movement. This is a woman that we cannot allow to have in this. If she gets in, our country is finished.
That's a new one. Kamala Harris started the BLM movement? Wow, I did not know that one. Obviously, it's not true. I mean, BLM is largely a decentralized movement. When I think of BLM, I don't think of those weird organizations that probably did funnel money. I think of a largely decentralized movement to stop disproportionate police brutality against Black Americans. I mean, there were millions of people walking in New York, in California, and all of these different states, and in places like London. So when there's millions of people walking across the globe, if Kamala Harris wants to take credit for that, that's pretty impressive. Here's Trump talking about a fly.
Remember, there's a hat that's made that sells like crazy. Oh, there's a fly. Oh, I wonder where the fly came from. See, 2 years ago, I wouldn't have had to fly up here. You're changing rapidly.
Because you smell like shit now, as Adam Kinzinger would say. You're changing rapidly. Yeah, you're deteriorating in front of our eyes. In this clip, Trump is attacking DeWine.
It can't work. I mean, go and take a look at Springfield. Go and take a look. And the governor's a Republican. He's a nice man. I helped him very much. Without me, he wouldn't have been elected. But he's taken an attitude like, oh, isn't it wonderful?
Maybe the Republican governor understands that Donald Trump is the one undermining the citizens of Ohio. There have been many Republican governors who come out, many Democrats who come out, Democrat sheriffs who say, hey, there are real problems that occur when new people move to a city. Sometimes it puts strain on the infrastructure. Sometimes it takes time for everyone to get to know each other, for the new community to assimilate. But all of the problems that Donald Trump is trying to manufacture, it's exactly that, a manufactured problem that has no basis in reality. So all it does is sow fear, distrust in the institution, panic throughout the towns of Ohio when they could sit down and actually solve this problem. So to take a step back, when DeWine is telling Trump to stop using this rhetoric, it's not because he wants there to be problems, it's because he wants to solve the real problems. Trump is just rambling on.
Look, you got to do what you got to do. You got to get these people back where they came from.
He said it's going to be a bloody process multiple times. We get it, man. Here's another clip where Trump talks about if I wanted to win and wanted to prosecute people that cheat, we could.
We got to make sure there's no cheating, and we're working hard on that. We got more lawyers. We got more people watching. And I told them, if we win and when we win, we're going to prosecute people that cheat on this election.
Okay, so Trump doesn't trust the courts, he doesn't trust the DOJ or the FBI, so I have a few questions here. Who is going to be investigating the election fraud? Who is going to be convicting people of election fraud? Will there even be convictions? Who will be the ultimate arbiter of whether or not somebody cheated in the 2020 election? Because if it's Donald Trump, we are in big trouble. I might personally be in big trouble. If it's the people around Trump, like Rudy Giuliani, if it's Mike Lindell, I'm totally in trouble. Let's play the rest of this clip.
And if we can, we'll go back to the last one too, if we're allowed. But we're going to prosecute people, so at least they know that's going to happen. And I said that because we have to have strong borders. You need two things: strong borders and fair elections. And we have neither. But we're going to do numbers too big to rig, right? Too big to rig.
No thanks to you, the person who shot down Lankford's bill and the one who wants to remove all of these different voting mechanisms without coming up with any solutions on how to fix them. See, Trump has repeatedly said that we need to get rid of mail-in ballots. We need to go back to paper ballots, but he never provides any sort of real solution other than get rid of it. When you just want to get rid of something, that is not an actual solution. Either way, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you appreciate what I do, drop a like, comment a blue heart, hit that subscribe button, have a great rest of your day, and peace out.